She said in her press conference that we have proof that Obama committed treason. And they've at least sent it to the Justice Department. And from what I understand, there is a grand jury being assembled or something like that. So I don't know. I still, in the deepest part of my soul, go, there's no way. There's no way they're actually going to try to prosecute Obama and Brennan and Clapper and Comey. But
the FBI raided John Bolton's house today.
Yes, I think that's unrelated. But that is an interesting story also.
I mean, it seems like they're doing wild shit. But if they did that with Obama, what was the actual treason? Like, what is she stating is treason?
Well, so now I don't think she said treason. I don't think legally that's technically right. But someone might correct me on that. Maybe it's sedition or something. I don't know. I mean, like, I think treason. I think John Brennan did commit treason when he armed Al Qaeda in Syria. And Obama as well, with the rest of Obama and John Kerry and Brennan. I think that's literally treason, right? Giving aid and comfort to the enemy in a time of war. What Obama and Comey and Clapper did to Donald Trump is they framed him for treason. So what do you call that exactly? Right. Framing the sitting U.S. president? Now, I guess Obama can't be guilty of the sitting U.S. president, but he was guilty of the candidate and the president-elect. So because he was out of there by the time Trump comes in. But what Tulsi Gabbard released that I thought was very interesting, which I had never seen before, and we did, I don't remember, was last year or the year before, but there was one episode that me and you talked a lot about Russiagate and got like pretty deep into it. Right. But what Tulsi released, which I've never seen before, was that there was a consensus amongst the intelligence agencies after the 2016 election. So this is Hillary Clinton's lost, but Barack Obama is still president and Donald Trump is the president-elect. And they had consensus that there was no meaningful interference in the election. And then there is this one meeting with Obama that she points to where this is where the consensus changes. And they had a new threat assessment written that actually we believe Russia interfered in the election. But it was total bullshit. They've never been able to back it up for shit. You know, they find minor little things here or there, but nothing that demonstrates that like the results of this were flipped. And then they ran with that for 3 years. After it.
But there's not a record of that meeting, right?
She just released a bunch of documents with records of that meeting.
No, but what I'm saying is like the actual discussions. It's not on record.
No, I think they have. She had a few.
Do they have to do that?
No, she had. You know, she had a couple different documents there that were like had notes from the meeting. I think one had minutes of the meeting, but no, you're not listening to an audio tape of it. Like it's no, we don't have like a Nixon, you know, talking about the gays and the Jews or something like that.
I'm just trying to like strongman or steelman it. I'm saying like if would it be possible that Obama knew something that he could relay to them in the meeting?
Be an interesting thing to find. You know, that'd be interesting for a court proceeding.
But even if that's the case, it still doesn't align with the known facts.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Which is a problem.
Yeah. Well, it's not. Look, I think we'll see what comes of this. You know, which I'm not betting on anything coming of this, but there is something interesting. Look, there's a lot of things that happen after that. The real, to me, the true outrage of Russiagate is that they didn't stop after he won the presidency. It's still pretty outrageous to try to frame a candidate. It's still pretty outrageous for Hillary Clinton to have like opposition research and use an actual, you know, Russian spy and a British spy to do it. Yeah. But, you know, that's campaign stuff. It's a little bit different. Like once he becomes the commander in chief, then you have the FBI and the CIA still working to frame him. Yeah. And so this is where, and for all of that stuff, Hillary Clinton's gone, Barack Obama's gone, Brennan is gone, Comey is still there for at least a few months. And then you have like Andrew McCabe and people like that who, on his 60 Minutes interview, and anybody can go look at it, he literally said that they debated at the Justice Department, and this is the highest levels of the Justice Department. It was, I mean, Jeff Sessions would have been the Attorney General at the time, and he may have recused himself already by that time. So maybe not him, but then everybody else, like the top 2-3 guys at the Justice Department, all sat down and debated what to do. And they said they decided we're going to invoke the 25th Amendment to remove Donald Trump as president. And that basically they went around and realized they weren't going to be able to do that they weren't going to have enough people in his cabinet willing to turn on him to invoke the 25th Amendment, which the 25th Amendment is designed for Joe Biden. It's designed for, we still didn't use it, even though these last few years, which is crazy. You know, even after the debate, they go, we need a new candidate. But no one went, yeah, but this guy can't be commander-in-chief for the next 6 months. They just let him. But they said they were going to invoke the 25th Amendment. This is on 60 Minutes. Andrew McCabe says this himself. And that they realized they couldn't do that. And so they settled on Robert Mueller. They settled on a special prosecutor because they couldn't remove him. So this was their other attempt. We'll just bog him down. We'll investigate everything in his life. We'll find some crime somewhere. It's to this day a miracle that they didn't.